to introduce yourselves?
Hi, I'm Suzanne.
I'm Dave.
Hi.
All right. So, stem cells is something that everyone has heard of, but most people don't know what's going on in the labs where research is being done. A U.S. National Library of Medicine article says that in 1998, researchers established the first human embryonic stem cell line. Their scientific triumph triggered an ethics and policy argument that persists today. So this begs the question, what are stem cells? Well, they are a cell that is naturally occurring in the human body. They can adjust to take whatever form that they need to take. So essentially, they're a universal cell that the body uses to replace cells that have died or are damaged. It's already being researched all over the world. The California Stem Cell Agency says there's already private funding going towards research for diseases like Alzheimer's, arthritis, blindness, diabetes, Parkinson's, spinal cord injuries, and several types of cancer like leukemia and brain. But what we need is for research and treatment to be legal all throughout the US. We need all state governments to allow it and to fund it, at least fund certain types of research. We need politicians, schools, and the general public to become educated on what the research is, how it's performed, and what the potential benefits are. Right now in the US, research is not universally legal. This is largely because people consider it to be unethical. This is something that I disagree with. Some practices are perfectly acceptable. Stem cells are not always taken from an undesirable source. They can be taken from in vitro fertilization, for example. For this procedure, embryonic cells, which are one place that stem cells can come from, and sperm cells are both taken and fused outside of the body to then be put into the uterus. For this procedure, more embryonic cells are taken than are needed. These extra cells are literally just thrown away, never meant to have life in the first place. They could, with the donor's permission, be taken for their stem cells, used for research to benefit others. They can also be taken from adults who volunteer to give them. Adults needing transplants can even have them taken from their own bodies, cloned, and used during an organ transplant. This would greatly reduce the risk of the patient's body rejecting the donor tissue as it would be from their own bodies. Unfortunately, right now, research is not legal in every state. Government-funded research is not being considered. These are things that can be changed. People might not be so opposed to stem cell therapy if they knew what the options were for getting the cells and what potential they had to cure diseases. As with many issues, education is the key. The number one claim against stem cell research and therapy is that it's unethical to end one life in favor of another. This scenario is simply not the case if the proper measures are taken. The claim against taking it from adults is that it's just too expensive to be practical. People would, if the government would fund it, it could reduce the cost of the treatment, making it a more affordable practice. People would then stop attempting to go overseas to get treatment that they could get here in the US. A world where debilitating diseases like Alzheimer's or life-altering spinal cord injuries are treatable is the goal, and it's already being strived for all over the world. Treatment in America is possible, but right now it's restricted and it's expensive. More funding and less restrictive legislation are the key to this. First and foremost, getting people educated is essential. Don't listen to the news, to politicians, or even to me. Do your own research. Make your own informed decision. Once you've done your research and you know the potential, I hope that you can understand what can be saved by this. If you agree that stem cell therapy is the key to curing diseases that have thus far been incurable, then pay attention during election season. See who will push the issue, who will get the funding, and who will get it on the ballots. It could be your loved one, or even you, that's saved by stem cells. Thanks.
You guys can reintroduce yourselves.
Suzanne?
Dave?
All right, me.